Hello, my name is Gary, and I was raised in the Western United States, so I'm a native English speaker. I hope that you will enjoy this YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us.
The 38 Letters from J D Rockefeller to His Son by J D Rockefeller, 1839 to 1937. The 28th letter. Sincerely believe that there is a way. December 4th, 1903. Dear John, I don't agree with you letting Rogers do the heavy lifting and doing the work himself. In fact, I tried to do this, but the results were quite disappointing. My hiring principle is that the people I hire are the ones who can figure out how to do things better. But Rogers is clearly not qualified because he is a lazy thinking person. Before intentionally using Rogers, I used a question to examine him. I said, Mr. Rogers, what do you think the government can do to abolish all prisons in 30 years? He seemed confused and suspected he had heard wrong. After a moment of silence, he asked me, do you mean to release all the murderers, robbers, and rapists, sir? Do you know the consequences of doing so? If that is the case, we shall not have any peace. Anyway, there must be prisons. I wanted to smash Rogers' head, and I reminded him, Rogers, you just said why you can't abolish prisons. Now try to believe that prisons can be abolished. If it can be abolished, how should we proceed? It is too much for me, Mr. Rockefeller. I can't believe it, and it's hard for me to figure out a way to get rid of it. That was Rogers' way. No way. I can't imagine whether he would use all his intelligence to proactively respond when an important task is given to him, when an opportunity or a crisis comes. I don't trust Rogers. He just turns hope into hopelessness. Finding a better way to do things is a guarantee of getting anything done. It doesn't require superhuman intelligence. It's all about believing that you can get things done with that belief. When we believe that something can't be done, our brains come up with all kinds of reasons why we can't do it. But when we believe, truly believe, that something can be done, our brains help us figure out ways. Believing that something can be done will provide us with creative solutions and bring our various creative abilities. Conversely, not believing that things can be done successfully shuts down our creative problem-solving minds. That not only hinders our creativity, but also destroys our ideals. The so-called where there is a will to achieve is the foundation of creative achievement. That's it. I hate that my subordinates say impossible. Impossible is the word for failure. Once a person is dominated by the idea, it's impossible, he can generate a chain of ideas that proves him right. Rogers made this mistake. He is a traditional thinker. His mind is dumb, and his reason is, this has been practiced for hundreds of years, so it must be a good way. It must be maintained, and change will lead to risk. In fact, as long as you think possible causes with your heart, you can achieve it. Ordinary people are always less progressive. Nothing grows on ice if we let traditional ideas freeze our minds. New ideas won't grow. Traditional ideas are the number one enemy of creative planning. Traditional thinking freezes our minds and prevents us from developing the creative abilities we really need. Rogers made this mistake. He should be willing to accept positive ideas. Discard the ineffective ideas. It can't work. It can't do. It doesn't work. That's stupid. He also needs to have the courage to try new things. That will expand his abilities and prepare him for greater responsibilities. At the same time, he has to be proactive and not to think that this is unusually the way I do things. So I'm also going to use this method here and think what can be done better than the way we are used to. It is impossible to achieve absolute perfection in all kinds of plans, which means that the improvement can be carried out endlessly. I know this well, so I often look for better and better ways. I don't wonder if I could do better. I know I can do it, so I ask how I can do better. The best way to find the perfect idea is to have many ideas. I continually set high standards for myself and others, constantly looking for ways to be more efficient, earn more with less, and do more with fewer resources. I know that the greatest success are those who have an I can do things better attitude. To develop the I can do better attitude, it needs to be cultivated. Every day I think, how can I do my job better today? How can I motivate my employees today? What other special services can I provide for the company? How can I make my work more efficient? This exercise is simple, but it works. You can try it out, and I'm sure you'll find countless creative ways to be more successful. Our mentality determines our abilities. We can do as much as we think we can. If we truly believe we can do more, we can think creatively about ways to do it. It would be foolish to refuse a new challenge. We need to focus on how we can do more. In this way, many creative answers will come unexpectedly. For example, improving your current work plan or taking shortcuts in your routine or removing unimportant chores. John, you can talk to Rogers. I hope he can change, then he may have a good time. Love, your father.